Have you ever considered quitting YouTube? Yes. How has your mental health been recently? Biggest regret. Are you and Jake still together? Will there ever be another G Thanks or podcast? Hi. Run day. Caramelized fusion, please. Thank you. I just realized I had a tumbler I could use. It has Red Bull in it. They're definitely dirty. Okay. Now we can begin. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I thought it would be fun if we could do a little catch up. I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys one-on-one in ages, and honestly I haven't done a Q&A in ages. Let's get started. I put up a question box on my Instagram and asked you guys to send in some questions you have. These will all be anonymous as always. So if you want to be involved in the next one, make sure you follow my Instagram, it's linked below. But let's start off with the first question that I got asked so much, which I was very surprised that I was asked it. Why don't we see much of Jake anymore? / are you and Jake still together? / how's Jake? So many people think Jake and I have broken up. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't show him often. I want you guys to know that it is so normal to not see someone's partner all the time. Social media is my job, it's not his job. He works a 9 to 5. I hardly see him. So when I do see him, I don't want to shove a camera in his face. I would rather spend time with him. And I think it's really important to have boundaries. He loves being behind the camera, he loves helping me with videos, but he doesn't really want to be in front of the camera. But yes, we are still together and we are going to celebrate 3 years together in April. So I'm very excited. I'm starting psychology next year at uni. How have you found it so far? I love psychology. You guys know that I do it part-time because of YouTube and everything else that I do, so I can't commit to full-time study. However, it's getting to the point where I'm just kind of sick of being at uni. I just want to be done. I want my degree because it will take me 5 to 6 years to get my degree. It's just kind of a long haul to get there. But otherwise, I love psychology. I think all of the subjects are so interesting. The only thing that I have not enjoyed so far was cognitive psychology. That was the subject that we did. That was really hard. And then obviously stats, statistics is something you have to do in psychology, which is really annoying. But I actually just got my marks back and I got a credit. So I was so happy with that. I thought I was gonna get a pass, but I got a credit. So it goes pass, credit, distinction, high distinction, and I got a credit and I'm so happy with that. What was your first ever job? So I actually worked at a news agency from like 14 to 15. It was very, very short-lived, and then I started YouTube. What do you use on your hair to make it look so shiny and smooth? I need to know. I use this. I'll put it up on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's Schwarzkopf. How do you say that? I don't know how to say that. But if ever my hair is really fuzzy, because like I don't brush it because it's kind of curly and then it goes fuzzy, but then sometimes I have to brush it because it's gonna get mats in. So I put this oil in it and it's really like nourishing and smooth. What do you use to edit your thumbnails? I use Photoshop, and I've been using Photoshop ever since I started YouTube. I'm gonna show you how I edit my thumbnail. Hello everyone and welcome to my messy workplace. Adobe Photoshop reached out and wanted to work together. I was genuinely so excited because I've been using them for years to make my YouTube thumbnails. And today I get to show you how easy it is to use Photoshop's generative fill, which is a new thing they've brought in. I'm going to show you how I'm making today's YouTube thumbnail. So because this video was a Q&A, I'm going to add some question marks in the background of the thumbnail. So instead of grabbing an image off the internet, instead I'm going to use generative fill to ask it to put some question marks in the background. So what I'm going to do is use the lasso tool and select the background of this image. So add question marks. So as you can see, it gives me a couple different options. So I think this is the one that we're gonna go for. You can also use Photoshop to add in photos of your own that you want in the thumbnail. So for example, I'm gonna grab a couple of the question boxes that I had from you guys. Okay, so now that I have the question boxes in Photoshop, I wanna rub out like the extra black that's around it, and I also wanna blur out their names as this was anonymous. So I'm just gonna use the rubber tool and delete the background of these images. I really wanna test generative fill out here. I'm gonna put us in the Swiss Alps. This photo was taken in Fiji, so this might be a little bit challenging, but I think generative fill can do it. What I'm gonna do is select the background. So as you can see, when I put in the prompt snow, it put me and Emily in snow, but I think I want more of a mountainscape, so I'm gonna ask them to put us in the mountain. I'm liking this vibe, but I think we need to be like on a ski slope. I love this. This is great. This makes it look like Emily and I are in our swimmers on a ski slope. As you can tell, generative fill is so easy to use, and you don't have to be a professional like me to use it. Whether you want to remove some random from the background of your picture, put you and your friend in the Swiss Alps, or if you want to use it for your job like me, generative fill is definitely for you, and so easy to learn. I'm definitely still not a pro at it. I bet you I could do a better job at this in like a week, but I'm pretty stoked with the outcome. How has your mental health been recently? not the best it's been before. I'm definitely not the worst that I've ever been. Lately, something's switched and I'm feeling a lot more anxious than I usually am. Honestly, ever since like the TikTok awards, I had an anxiety attack at the TikTok awards. It was very overwhelming. There were so many people, but I was so happy to be there, but just I got really overwhelmed, and ever since then, my anxiety's been a little bit heightened, and I get really anxious when I'm out, especially when I'm by myself. I don't really know why. I think that's also why I canceled Vlogmas. I got through a week of videos and then I realized I was overstimulated, overwhelmed, and exhausted from editing and uploading a video every single day. I actually got a message in my DMs telling me that I wasn't doing Vlogmas properly, because I wasn't filming and editing and uploading in one day because I was filming the day before. That really hurt because I'm only one person. I'm editing my own videos. I don't have an editor for Vlogmas. I was doing it all myself, and that was the way that I chose to do it. If you see anyone who is editing and uploading the same day as well as filming, they definitely have an editor. Like, there is no way you can do it all yourself unless you film like a 5-minute video. And I didn't want to put videos up that I was not proud of. So I would, you know, edit it takes me 6 hours to edit a vlog. To film, edit, and upload in one day was just impossible. And even doing it the day before was really challenging. I'm just not going to put that pressure on myself to upload every day because I always want to show you guys the real me. I never want to fake anything on here. I don't want to film when I'm feeling like shit and have to like act like I'm really happy. I never want to do that with you guys. So, and I hope you guys can understand that. Favorite books. I am really loving the Thursday Murder Club series. So the first one is the red one, and then I think it's like blue, green, purple. I can only vouch for the first one, but the first one is about a nursing home full of old people who solve a murder. I think that's so cute, and it was really enjoyable to read. But my all-time favorite book is The Book Thief. What helps you with your anxiety/anxiety attacks? I usually say like distraction. You guys know I love puzzles, so I often do a puzzle and I have a podcast playing. In terms of anxiety attacks, nothing really helps. You just kind of have to ride the wave until it's done. But honestly, not talking about it in the moment helps, because I think if I talk about it, I start crying more. I think everyone deals with it differently, and I don't want to give advice that's a blanket statement because you might deal with it differently. Will there ever be another G Thanks or podcast? Love all that you do, Lily. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Kelsey. I'm not sure. I would love to start another podcast. I think I've said this before. However, there are a lot of things I can't tell you about G Thanks ending on the other end, the behind the scenes. So G Thanks probably won't happen again, but I would love to start another podcast, and I'll keep you guys updated. It might happen, it might not. How long are you planning to do YouTube for? I love you so much, and I really miss G Thanks. I miss G Thanks too. I don't know how long I'm planning on doing YouTube. When I stopped Vlogmas, I had a little bit of a breakdown about the videos I put out. The videos that go really well on YouTube are like challenges, boyfriend versus sister, challenge and quiz like videos. The videos I love to put out are my travel videos like this, where I can talk to you guys about mental health and feel like connected with you guys. So especially with Vlogmas, I felt like I was putting out these videos just for the sake of putting out a video, not because I actually enjoyed what I was putting out. So I think I'm gonna rein back on YouTube a little bit in 2024 and post what I want to post trips, post mental health videos like this. I don't want to post videos for the sake of views. I got really caught up in views this year on YouTube because obviously everyone knows TikTok definitely has hurt a lot of YouTubers and their views, and I got really upset about that. But I think the only way to help that is to do videos that I like, and that might only get 10k views on here, but I enjoyed making it and I enjoyed watching back on it. And it's not to say that I don't enjoy making those challenge videos, and I'll probably still do it here and there. I don't know how long I'll do YouTube. I'll continue to do it as long as there's people who are watching. Unfortunately, the amount of people is going down by the day, and it is a bit disheartening. So I think it's something I will make a decision on when the time comes. It's not something I have an answer to right now. Is it difficult to be behind Georgia's shadow and come into your own as a person? No. I get a lot of questions like this. I think at first when I started YouTube it was, but now I know that I do different content to her. I used to get comments like, you'll never be as good as Georgia, you'll never be as funny as Georgia. And I kept thinking like, I'm not trying to be the funny one. I love vlogging and I don't want to do comedy skit videos. I feel like my own person, and I feel like I have a community on here who is here for me and here for Georgia. I feel like I've created my own image on here. Do you miss making the original Georgia Productions videos with Georgia? I don't really know what you mean by this, because I feel like we still make really funny videos together. We did this one, it was like a gaming one, that was really funny. We did this one where we reacted to like weird cooking povs. I love making videos with Georgia. I think they're so funny, and the way she edits them is so funny. Biggest regret. I used to say that everything happens for a reason until this happened. I think it's okay to feel regret. I used to get scared of regret, and I would say, oh, everything happens for a reason. Even that person came into my life for a reason, but they didn't. Like, it really sucked, and it's okay to say that it sucked, and it's okay to say that you wish it didn't happen. I don't have to find a reasoning behind it for it to be okay. It's not okay, and I'm okay with that. Have you ever considered quitting YouTube? Yes, I think every YouTuber has. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think everyone questions their decisions in life and their career paths, but for the moment, I'm happy and I'm still doing YouTube. What is one thing you could tell your younger self? The world is not going to end because a boy broke your heart. Will you move out soon? If so, would it be with your boyfriend? I thought I was gonna move out like next month. Unfortunately, the way of the world and the economy has said otherwise. I think a lot of people are struggling at the moment with the rental crisis and the housing market. So no, I will not be moving out anytime soon. I'm still at uni. I think once I finish uni, I might move out. And yes, it will probably be with Jake, so we both have an income. But I would also love to live with a friend. I think it's really important to go out of home, move out of home, and have that like roommate experience. But yeah, not anytime soon. Tips for girlies who are attached to guys who don't like them back. This is really hard because I would ask the same question to my older friends, probably at your age, but I wouldn't listen, because this is just like a coming of age thing. You kind of have to learn for yourself. I could tell you to just stop trying, stop chasing them, don't chase, attract. That quote is cheesy, but it's definitely real. I had a guy tell me in high school that he stopped liking me because I tried too much and I chased him too much. That quote is definitely real. And I could tell you this, but you're not going to listen, because you need to learn for yourself and you need to go through that experience yourself. No matter how annoying and how draining it is, it's probably something you just have to learn for yourself and learn the hard way. And that goes for a lot of things in high school. What's something you're really proud that you achieved? I'm really proud of my podcast and the live show we did. It was amazing meeting you all, and I really, really hope I can do another one in the future. Where do you get your headbands / bandanas from? This one is from Cotton On. I actually stole it from my friend Taylor. Taylor, if you're watching, you left it at my house, and it is now mine. I get a lot of them from Cotton On. Headbands and like bows. I think I've got a couple from Glassons. And then all of my like knitted headbands I usually get from like markets, like secondhand markets that I go to on the weekends. Or Tree of Life have some really nice bandanas. How do you deal with body consciousness? I think the quote that changed my trajectory of how I think about myself was, when you think about a funeral. This is really dark, but when you think about a funeral and people talk about how beautiful that person was, they never say, Lily was so skinny, she was so pretty. They say she was so loving, and they talk about the memories they had with that person. No one's ever gonna sit there and be like, she was so skinny. You know what? She looked really good in a bikini. It's just not what's important in life. The sooner you learn that, the happier you'll be. It's hard in high school. I think everyone has a really hard time in high school because everyone's thinking the same way. Most people are thinking the same way and have the same issues. But once you get out of high school and you get out of that toxic environment, you'll realize it's really cool to love yourself. And it's a lot. Oh my God, my world changed when I just stopped caring so much about what I looked like and didn't think about everything I put in my mouth and didn't question what I was eating that day. Or you'll wake up one day and you'll realize, oh, I haven't thought about how I look in these shorts today, and that's a little win. And then you'll just keep progressing. I love the Ed Sheeran song where it's like, there's more to life than fitting into your jeans, because it's so true. Is your PO box open? Yes, it is. You can send me something here. I would love to do a PO box opening video. This might not be in some people's budget. I know we're all budgeting at the moment, and that is so fine. I love you just as much, but it's just kind of like a little way for me to show off you guys. And if you have a small business and you'd like to send me something, I'd love to show it off. Have you ever been to the UK? If not, would you consider it? Yes, I have been to the UK, girly. You have missed these videos. Have you ever grown out of friends? If so, how did you deal / cope with it? I'm finding it a struggle. This is really hard. I never related to those videos that were like, friendship breakups are so much harder than relationship breakups, because I had a really bad relationship breakup and I was like, nothing could be as bad as that. And then I lost one of my closest friends from high school. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I had no part in that. I definitely had room to grow in that friendship, and I definitely made mistakes, and so did they. But really hurt. Before my 21st birthday, really hard not seeing her at my birthday, because you plan your future with your best friend. You do, just like you would a relationship. And I imagined her being at my 21st, and I imagined her being, with me for those milestones. Grieving that friendship, you're also grieving those future memories that you made. It's definitely like a relationship breakup, if not harder, because often you've known that person for a lot longer than you would have dated a significant other. And I'd never lost a friend before. That was really, really hard. And I still struggle with it today. And I still wonder where I went wrong and if I could have saved our friendship. When I get really down about it, I try to remind myself of the amazing friends I do have in my life and who communicate with me really well. And at the end of the day, if it was meant to be, and if they were meant to be in my life for longer, they would be. And they may come back into my life. Probably not. But if it was meant to be, it would be. And she would be in my life if she needed to be. And some people, like relationships, are meant to be in your life for a chapter. They're not meant to be in it for the whole time. And I think that's not said enough. I think a lot of people just think friends are there forever, but sometimes they're not, and that's okay. I really do hope the absolute best for her. I still have a lot of love in my heart for her, but as I said, if it was meant to be, it would be. Who is the coolest person you've met since having this job? Billie Eilish, of course. How you overcame your sleeping issue? I don't know where I've talked about this before, but obviously you guys know. Oh, I think I mentioned it in this vlog. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was like 15 before I went to a sleepover. I don't know, for ages I was just so scared of being the last one awake. I hated going to school camps, and still now when I get really anxious, I find sleep really hard. Like, I can't fall asleep and I get scared to go to sleep, and I don't really know how I overcame it. I remember going to one of my friend's houses. Her name was Grace. Shout out to Grace. And I felt really safe at her house, and her parents were really, really understanding of how I felt. I just fell asleep, and I think I woke up and I was like, oh, that wasn't very bad. That wasn't so bad. Who you've made the best friendships through socials and different platforms? Jazz Thornton. I was a huge fangirl of her. I met her last year and I literally was like, oh my god, I love you. And somehow she didn't put me off as a fangirl, and we're really good friends now. And I went on a podcast, and she is the sweetest human being I've ever met. She's like my comfort person. I saw her at the TikTok Awards and she just like hung out with me, and I was like, you don't have to like hang out with me. And she's so humble, wholesome. Anyone else who was in her position, they had seating at the front. They had a sign saying Jazz Thornton, like, this is where you're sitting at the front. And so I was sitting like up the back, and she just like came and sat with me when she had designated seating at the front. She came and sat with me before the show started, and just like, she is the nicest person I have met through social media. I hope that me answering some of these questions gave you guys a little more insight into my life and how I'm feeling and mental health, and gave you some advice, some help. I hope I helped some of you guys. I love doing videos like this. I love being able to connect with you guys and help you guys and let you know what's going on in my life. I love being transparent. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for always supporting me. And I love you all. And if you're struggling right now, just know you are loved and the world is better with you in it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.